If I was to start again as a videographer, this would be the 5 tips I wish I knew to create a cinematic food video. Because over the last 5 years, I've been busting my ass to become a great full-time filmmaker in Sydney, and I had to work really hard to transform my videos from this to this. But today, I'm gonna show you the secret formula. Just 5 tips that could transform your food videos instantly. Tip number 1 is slow motion. I don't know about you, but slow motion just instantly makes your food shot more cinematic, more delicious looking. Currently, right now, I'm shooting on the Sony a7S III, which supports 100 frames per second. So that means I'm able to slow my footage down to 25% of its original speed. And slowing down food just gives it a very special feeling. You're able to see a lot more details, and it really gives a shot a lot more luxury and premium feel to it. While I understand that not a lot of cheap cameras can film up to 100 frames, cameras that can shoot up to 50 frames will work as well because you can slow the footage down to 50% of its original speed. But if you're looking for a camera that shoots up to 100 frames, I do recommend the Sony Alpha 6400 or the Sony Alpha 6500, which I understand that both of them can shoot up to 100 frames in HD setting. Tip number 2 is to use a zoom lens. What I realized in my few years of shooting food is you need a variety of focal length to make food looks good. You need that nice wide looking shot to show the chef and the overall environment of the kitchen or the restaurant. Then you need those really tight shots to just focus in on the food and make the food the star of the show. Having just either one of them is not gonna make your video as cinematic as possible. Imagine just using a wide lens for the whole shoot, which is what we did when we first started. While using a wide lens, we're able to capture everything. We're not able to really focus in on the food and make it look cinematic. On the other hand, if you're just using a tight focal length for the whole shoot, the audience is unable to grasp a big picture on what's going on. There's not enough shots of the scenery or the environment of the shoot. Therefore, when I watch a video that only has tight focal length, I feel a bit disconnected from the video. So the best thing to do in a restaurant shoot is to bring a zoom lens and rotate between a wide focal length and also a tight focal length. So this way, when it comes to editing, again, it gives you flexibility and variety. So before we move on to the next tip, I want to let you in on a secret. You know how we went from complete videography beginners to now full-time filmmakers running a 6-figure video production agency? Well, that journey isn't easy, and oftentimes we would feel lost and not know what the next step is. Well, if you're feeling the same way, we do offer the Filmmaker Starter Kit, which is a clear roadmap on the exact steps we took in our journey. So in this kit, you'll find equipment lists, the video packages that we sell to our clients, email templates, and more. So if you're interested in that, please check it out in the link down in the description below. Tip number 3 is lighting. Lighting is so important because it really transforms our shots from this to this. Look at how big the difference is. So the key to cinematic lighting is creating contrast. And how you create contrast is you want to light the food from one side. So as you can see here in this example, I'm lighting the food from one side of the frame, therefore creating shadows in the other side of the frame. So essentially here, I'm creating contrast. And when there's contrast, your image is gonna look cinematic. So in a lot of food shoots, I just use one light. So here I'm using a Landlight 300B on a light stand with a dome. I want to teach you a more advanced lighting technique. So on top of having that one light shining in from the side, place a second harsher light behind the food. So I often do this to mimic sunlight. I would put my Aperture 120D on a light stand without a dome so that it can create really nice harsh light to mimic sunlight. Tip number 4 is to incorporate an interview or voiceover in your video. Let me be honest with you, creating a food montage these days is not gonna separate yourself from a pack. You need to learn how to incorporate storytelling in your videos. So what I've been doing in my recent shoots is I normally start off the shoot by interviewing the business owner or the chef. I ask them, hey, what inspires you to create the dishes that you make? What kind of approach or style do you take when making your dishes? What inspired you to start cooking in the first place? It's amazing that through these interviews, I'm able to get really deep, nice stories out of these chefs and business owners. It immediately separates my videos and elevate them from all those other fancy food montages that you see out there. So next time when you're doing a restaurant shoot, allocate at least 20 minutes to half an hour to do an interview with the chef or the restaurant owner. Now, tip number 5 is to do adequate pre-production before you shoot. When we first started, we hardly do any pre-production whatsoever. We just rock up to the restaurant and shoot whatever that's happening. As a result, when it comes down to editing, I often get lost in what kind of edits I should be doing, and I would spend a lot more time choosing the B-roll or the shots that I want. These days, we can absolutely kill it in our shoot and our editing because we do proper pre-production. So what we do first when we lock in a restaurant shoot is that we find proper reference videos to draw inspiration from. So for example, if I'm shooting a pizza restaurant, I would go on YouTube and search up pizza ads. Or if I'm shooting a ramen restaurant, I'll go to YouTube and search up ramen ads. There I find videos or shorts that I'll be greatly inspired from. What I'll do is I'll screenshot the shots that I really like and put them on a website platform called Minono. There, I start creating my shot list. After creating my shot list, I would actually go onto my editing software and create a project file. I would then go on my music licensing platform and start finding my music. Now, this is really such a hack because by finding your music, you're actually dictating the pace and the style of your video. So that way, when you're shooting, you're able to know that, hey, whether you want to grab some really quick, fast-paced shots or whether you want to grab some slow-paced, drawn-out shots. So here's the best part. When it comes down to editing, you've already got your music chosen. So you don't have to spend hours choosing the music, and all you gotta do is to just put your shots in. So after choosing the music, I would actually put it into the timeline, and I would actually mark the parts where I would cut to the shot. So I would listen to the whole song and I would hear where the beat is and I would imagine where I would cut the shots at. And sometimes to take it to the next level, I would put the shots that I've shortlisted in the project folder. So this way, after the shoot, when it comes back to editing, I'm just able to put in the shots according to the shot list into the project file. And this is able to speed up my editing process by 10 times of its original amount of time. So if you're interested, we do have complimentary pre-production templates ready to go for you. It's all inside our free creators kit, link in the description down below. So check that out if you want access to our free pre-production templates. So that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot about food videography. For those of you who are serious about turning your hobby of videography into a full-time business, we do offer personalized one-on-one coaching. So please also check it out in the description down below. So anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Stay focused.